Hey everybody, Livingston here. Today we're jumping into Season 2, Episode 3 of The Twilight Zone. This time it's Nervous Man in a $4 Room. Came out October 13th, 1960. And it's another episode I haven't sat down and watched before. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel to join us on our mission to Episode 156 of The Twilight Zone. And we're about to jump into some comments that are on the last episode, which was Season 2, Episode 2, Man in the Bottle. And if you did comment on the last episode, I'm about to read those comments. And if you haven't commented on anything before, don't forget to do so when you watch this episode, because I will be going through those comments section next week and discussing the episode that we're going to watch this time. So don't forget to do that. So here comes the first comment, which is Rick Kinnett143. He says, the lottery is a Shirley Jackson story about a small town that each U selects one of its citizens for a particularly gruesome fate. You could definitely call it depressing. Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I watched that one yet, so it's going to be interesting to jump into that one. Jeff Burrowack, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But they say, Glad the guy was happy at the end. I think he meant glad. Glad the guy was happy at the end. Yes, me too. I am happy about that. My last name, the we is pronounced as a V, and the first O is silent. So, okay. Let me get this right. Jeff Orovac. Did I get that right? Boy, I hope I got that right. But thanks for commenting, and I appreciate the comment there. P Sparks 3419 says, true, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you the kind of misery you can't stand. LOL. Thanks again for producing all of the great the Twilight Zone content. Enjoyed your commentary. Thanks for watching, and yeah, money does not buy happiness. Talking about this actual episode, the episode was primarily about somebody getting a genie, and every time they make a wish, they end up getting screwed over in the end. Reminds me of Bedazzled. And there's some other movies out there that are like this, where they make a wish and they don't quite get what they're wishing for. Much like the Wishmaster series. I think there's about 3 of them in there, but the first 2 are the only ones worth watching. But you make a wish and it's not quite the wish you wanted. But we get a lot of different stuff from the Twilight Zone that ends up being movies in the later decades that I have actually watched. So these episodes definitely remind me of a lot of the movies I watched in the 90s and 2000s. Empire Jeff says, can you just wish for a sandwich? The turkey might come out a bit dry, though. Actually, I think someone like that happened on The Simpsons. Yeah, probably. And I mean, there's like over 30 seasons of The Simpsons. I'm willing to bet that they've gotten quite a few ideas from the Twilight Zone alone. Nene Shubby says, the wife was played by the same lady who was Franklin's wife in The Fever. The IRS man was Olin Soul, who, believe it or not, was the voice of Batman in numerous cartoons in the 1960s and 70s. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool. I wish I knew about that before I jumped into the episode, but thanks for the comment there, Nene. Robert Schulenberger says, good episode. When he wished to be a leader of a foreign country and could not be voted out of office, he was just asking for punishment. He should have chosen his words a bit more carefully. Reminds of the old adage, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Yeah, that is very true. You need to be very specific about making those wishes before you actually do that. But thanks for the comment there, Robert. Michael Stallings 5824 says, nowadays I would wish for my online business to be booming success and become the richest man in the world, with all of the tax problems resolved, of course. Yeah, but I would feel like something will still come up. I mean, you might be sued for something because of what's on your online content. You might be, maybe you have a wife that ends up taking you for half of what you have earned in your life, or who knows what horrible thing could come out, even though you did that tax loop that we did talk about in the last episode. Like, vote to have tax-free money so the IRS doesn't come after you at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, who knows what would happen or how many things can go wrong, even if you wish for it and be as careful as you can doing the wishing. But thanks for the comment, and let's jump into the episode.
The Twilight Zone.
Starting nervous right off the bat. Quick little zoom in there.
Yeah?
Who is it?
Hello, George. Yeah, I've been sitting here waiting for you. It's kind of hot night out, ain't it?
Looks it.
Yeah, now, wait a minute, George. Now, I've been sitting here 3-4 hours now. I've been roasting to death out there. George, will you let me... Will you listen to me, George? I'd just like to know what you had in mind, that's all. I'm gonna do the job, whatever it is. You know that. You got a #1 boy here, George. I'm gonna do the job, but...
Uh-oh.
George?
I guess they got cut off. I wonder what job he wants them to do. Probably the illegal kind.
This is Mr. Jackie Rhodes, age 34. This man leaves a blot, a dirty, discolored blemish to document a cheap and undistinguished sojourn amongst his betters, which
Oh, nice.
will find his most formidable opponent in a cheap hotel room that is in reality the outskirts of the Twilight Zone.
Interesting way of starting it. Hello? Turn off lights. Sign to remind you. Yeah, what's it to you, kid? That's how he looks.
How are you, Jackie?
Oh, I'm all right, George. I'm all right. Tonight I was...
Not too close, kid.
Well, $4 a night, you can't go wrong, you know. $4 a night.
No, you can't go wrong, but you could get roasted to death or poisoned by small creatures.
It's pretty cheap for a room. What was $4 back in 1960? $4 then is worth $41 today. Still pretty freaking cheap for a room. Must be a cheap room.
If it was up to me, George, I'd like some decent odds for a change. You know, almost got picked up the last 2 times. That kind of stuff ain't for me, George.
Doesn't like heist.
3 strikes and out.
Oh, you can see why he's nervous. Doesn't want to go back to prison.
You look like a man trying to catch a subway at 5 o'clock. You always look like somebody squeezing you through a door.
Now, look, George, I'm not knocking you, and I don't see why you all the time gotta knock me. All I'm asking from you is...
Ooh.
Tonight I'm gonna let you be a man. I'm gonna let you show some muscle for it. Nothing little, Jackie. Not tonight.
Something big.
Tonight, Jackie, you're getting up in the world. There's an old man, runs a little bar.
Ooh, a gun.
He's always giving us trouble. He don't want to pay off for the jukeboxes. He don't want to pay for protection. So tomorrow morning, they find the old gleep sprawled across his bar. Now, that's simple, Jackie. Even you can understand.
Kill him? You want me to kill him?
Sounds like it.
I got no guts, George. You know that, George. I got...
Evidently. But I wouldn't want to kill anybody, even if they were a horrible person. I would prefer the law to pick them up, but, you know.
And that's how you're going to get away with it.
George, I got no guts.
Better find those guts.
I don't care, but you get him and you do the job. Now, he closes that bar at 2 o'clock. You be there when he's about to lock up.
I'll be back here at 2:30, Jack.
If I find out that you welched on me, Jack, you're dead.
Oh, it's either the guy you don't know or yourself. What shall he choose? I think I'd just skip town. Get out of the Dodge. Find something new. I mean, if it makes you this nervous to do some kind of robbery or thievery that you just don't want to be a part of, then bail, man. We haven't left this room yet. I guess that's why it's the title of the episode. All about a $4 room.
Look at you. What's some beef? Go out and get rid of an old man. Some dopey old man. Hey, that's what George called him, a gleep. That's what George called him, a gleep. Oh, I wish I could trade you and I could use another model. It's not my fault. It's just the brakes, that's all. Why am I all the time scared?
Because you got a conscience. Back to this shot. Kind of reminds me of the Apocalypse Now shot you see with the fan going over the room.
Nail biter. Scared, nervous little nail biter. Hey, George, you ain't no judge of people, George. Jackie Rhodes the killer. Hey, Jackie Rhodes killer. I know you, Jackie Rhodes. You ain't no killer. You do the job and you're dead anyway.
I'm guessing the twist is at the very end. Like, he ends up having to kill himself or something along those lines. I don't know, but...
Boy, I wish I could trade you in. No matches. Cigarettes and no matches. That's me all over. It's the story of my life.
Bet you can... Maybe if you put it up against a light bulb. Hey, smoke. Who is that?
Hello, Jackie. You're not running out on me this time.
He's going crazy. You talking to me?
You talking to me?
It seems like a Robert De Niro thing. Did he steal it from this?
All my marbles are gone. This is how it happens. But you ain't lost your marbles yet. And I mean to see that you keep them. I'm you, Jackie. You're me and I'm you. I'm part of you, Jackie. Another part of you.
Yeah, you're subconscious. Or dual personality.
You could have gone my way or your way. You went your way.
Life has been shit since.
All right, so knock me. So I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and I'm that. What do you do for a living, huh? Haunt people in mirrors? Huh? I'm having an argument with a big piece of glass. Well, you're nothing, Jackie.
Oh, just can't disappear from that reflection.
Now,
What are you gonna do?
Jackie, we've got a big night ahead of us.
Good morning. How long has he been sleeping?
Where you going?
Oh, he's still there.
What's it to you? Everything you do is everything to me. Can't you get that? Part of yourself, the part you never let come out. So you can go right back where you came from. Who needs you? You do. You've always needed me.
Yeah, they timed that pretty well when he turned his head to see him as soon as he walked up to the dresser.
You're scared I'll get caught, same as me. So you make a big noise like a conscience so the big man don't say you've been goofing off all my life. It means more than that to me, Jack. You never got away with nothing, and you know you won't get away with this. So if I'm wrong and you're right, then how come every move I made turned out wrong? You know so much? And how come you don't know the big thing?
Yeah.
When you want to join a street gang, you gotta go along with them. Call your chick and yell it. You ain't got it. Yeah, you went along with them. You made me go along, too.
Could have been running. Could have been running them.
And you dragged me along, too. And we got caught. And you spent the next 11 months in reform school. What did that prove, Jack? Yak?
You make good points, but I won't admit it.
What do you want from me anyway? You know what I want. No, I don't. I gotta knock off an old gleep on 38th Street. I got much time. I gotta go now. You didn't have time when that parole officer tried to help you.
Checking the bullets.
And that parole officer couldn't help you any more than Jenny Reardon could.
Oh, you brought the girl up.
Jenny Reardon. She was a beautiful woman. I loved her, Jackie. You got a nerve. How could you love anybody? You're just a piece of glass.
No, he's not.
I needed her, Jackie. So did you. But you graduated from the street gang into the shakedown racket. 2 years we spent in the pen on that one. And when we got out, Janie Reardon got married and moved away. Don't tell me your troubles. It's nothing to me. Dames I can take or leave alone. You wouldn't want to have a girl, would you, Jackie? Somebody who'd love you. You don't need that, do you, Jackie? Why don't you cut it out?
Would be nice to have. Some people just don't realize what they have until it's gone. And it's taking his subconscious for him to figure it out.
I want to call the shots. I want a chance to live. I want to live the dreams you dreamed and never had the guts to live.
Definitely a me, myself, and Irene situation where Hank and what was the other guy's name? Like whatever, the good version of Jim Carrey's character in that movie, but he would take over, and he's been dormant for so long because he always lets the good version just kind of let people walk all over him. So definitely two movies I'm seeing them taking a lot from this episode.
Yeah, I'll meet you right back here, George.
Yeah, right back here. Right back here. It's gonna happen. Are we finally leaving the room? Putting his coat on. Because we haven't left this room. We've started inside this room.
Hey there.
He's gone.
Hey, where are you? Hey, Glass, come on out here. Come on, do your job.
There's no reflection now.
You go out that door, you're finished. We're both finished. That's the door to nowhere. You got no friends, no honor. You got nothing. You are nothing. This is your last chance. Come on out there, wise guy. Come on out. You're a liar!
Whoa, what is he seeing?
Get up, little man.
I don't think it's the same guy now.
Or take your skin off foot by foot. Nobody went to the old man's bar tonight, Jackie. At last reports, he was in excellent health. Well, what do you got to say for yourself, Crumb?
Look at him.
What have I got to say for myself, George? Not much. Just 2 words. I resign.
You what?
He's done. Quits.
Move out, George.
Get on out of here. Oh, now he's scared.
And don't ever come back.
I would have kept the gun. Would have kept it on me up until I was out of that town or somewhere else.
This is John Rhodes, room 14. I'm checking out. Now, as a matter of fact, nothing's all right. The room's too hot, too small, and too dirty. It's just a place for bums. What's to do now? What's to do now? Now maybe we get married. Now maybe we stop biting our nails.
Got some confidence walking out the door.
Mr. John Rhodes, formerly a reflection in a mirror. Mr. John Rhodes with 1 foot through the door and 1 foot out.
In the Twilight Zone. Not bad. Well, that was episode 3, season 2. I enjoyed that episode. I kind of knew where it was going about halfway into it. I knew that there was going to be a split personality thing going on, and I had a feeling that's what was going to happen at the end, where you had the new personality kind of taking over the body of the guy who was the scaredy cat, the guy who just didn't like doing anything for himself. He always was a follower, never a leader. And then the other one was kind of caught in the reflection, and I guess at some point he just had enough. I'm tired of this. I need to get out of here. I can't be in your mind anymore if you're going to keep running us down the wrong path. And he didn't like it, so he ended up taking over, and the other one, the more submissive version of himself, kind of retracted back into his body, while the other more dominant one took over. So I enjoyed the episode in the fact also that it took place in one room. Never left the room whatsoever, all taking place within one place with one character, actually two characters, but the majority of it was one guy. And I liked it. The only thing I did not like was kind of what I mentioned at the very beginning of it, was the twist. I saw it coming. I didn't know that it was going to be in the way that it was, but when you get about halfway through, maybe even 3/4, you kind of get the idea that this other personality was going to take over. And I just kind of wish that it was a little more of a surprise in like other Twilight Zone episodes. But hey, overall, I can't really fault it, because I like the way they did some of the effects they had in this as well. Looking in the mirror and the way they timed it, where he looked in one direction and looked the other direction when the guy was moving around the room. Very well done, very well orchestrated the way they did all that. But let's jump into some trivia and see what it took to get this episode off the ground. Long before Taxi Driver or even Dirty Harry, the Jackie Rhodes character, as he looks a mirror, is the first to deliver the famous lines, "You talking to me, you talking to me." Jackie Rhodes says George 56 times. 20 of them are within the first 2 minutes of the episode. Man, I didn't catch on to that. One of only 4 Twilight Zone episodes to exclusively use, aside from Rod Serling, only 2 on-screen actors. The other 2 are 1961, starring Elizabeth Montgomery and Charles Bronson, which those are big-name actors going into that episode. Elizabeth Montgomery was the one who played Bewitched, and Charles Bronson is just a Hollywood legend. A Game of Pool, starring Jack Klugman and Jonathan Winters. Two more big names in this must be like next year's episodes that were in 1960. So this is either at the end of season 2 or beginning of season 3. So that's something to look forward to. And finally, the highly controversial and temporarily banned episode of The Encounter, 1964, starring Neville Brand and George Takei, which we know him as Sulu. The music for this episode was composed by Jerry Goldsmith, who coincidentally also wrote the score for 1974's Chinatown, in which Joe Mantle played a major supporting role as the partner of Jack Nicholson's character. Oh, that's nice. Jerry Goldsmith is very popular for Star Trek, the motion picture, and doing a lot of the Star Trek stuff, along with Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he also did The Edge. I think that was one of his last movies with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. Very good movie. Although Rod Serling mentions that Jackie is 34 years old, Joe Mantle in real life was 44 years old, which I was going to say something about his age when he mentioned he was 34 years old, but I didn't say anything due to the fact that he didn't look it. And I've mentioned that several times in the past, and they always seem to have these sort of trivia things at the end of it saying, oh, the character is like 10 years or 20 years older than the actor, or younger, vice versa, whoever. But that was pretty interesting. Anyways, let me know, comment below what you thought of this episode, and I'll read those comments off next week. And until next time, see you later.